Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So, guys, we're doing these videos and having a hard time deciding which one to do first because we have two lined up. One's going on Evolutionary, the other one on EEARTS. And the guides wanted to come through strongly, and they've been wanting to come through for maybe, 12 to 24 hours pretty strongly. So we're going to do EEARTS first and share the message from the guides, but it's related to what's going to be put up on Evolutionary as well.
Yeah, and I can tell from my insides this isn't all the information either. There's still more that needs to come up because of how I feel. It's not all out yet, so there'll be more after this.
Absolutely. Please do subscribe both channels. Have the little bell clicked. It seems like people are actually starting to get some notifications. Thank you, Ma Durga.
Yes, thank you, Durga.
And I know a lot of people will be like, what? But anyway, we're going to explain. We're going to explain. So again, both channels, EEARTS and Evolutionary. We just saw the WEF have a meeting. So right here you see this article out of mainstream MSN. Does the WEF secretly control the Canadian government? This is on MSN, right? And of course, it's damage control full bore right now from the globalist media trying to control the narrative because we're waking up.
Yes, indeed we are, and at a really fast speed now.
Absolutely. And, you see here, as revealed by the National Post's Christopher Nardi, the Federal Ethics Commissioner has been barraged by more than 1,000 requests for the office to investigate claims that senior members of the Canadian government are under the sway of the WEF. Keep pushing, guys. Keep pushing. I got so much I want to share with you guys, and we will. It's just so much to still share with what's going on here. We are pulling away the curtain from the great Wizard of Oz. And it isn't, what we, the masses, have thought it is.
No, it's not. We just really have to start standing in our power and understand that we can make a difference just as we are.
Bullies bully until they're faced. And then they usually go run away with their tails between their legs. And I speak from personal experience, as I was extremely bullied for like 2.5 years as a little kid when I had moved to a new area and just always surrounded by the gang, pushed around, punched, kicked, all that until, it would have gone on forever unless, I didn't decide to go start taking martial arts and start to get myself in shape and face it head on. We have to face this world head on. Now, what that looks like for each individual, that's what you have to listen to, that voice within. What feels right? What are you supposed to contribute in order to turn the tide in these times? Because we will turn the tide, but we can turn it sooner than later as well.
I think everybody has their own individual question. What can I do to help? What is my purpose? So that seems to be what's driving a lot of people lately.
Absolutely. As we see, New World Order Bilderberg meeting taking place in Washington for first time. Yeah, Washington. Oh, the things that were hidden in the Library of Alexandria that are now hidden in the Vatican, and all of the main drivers for humanity, the things that we took to be dear and near because of indoctrination and the illusion of all this is just crumbling down for so many people so fast that it can make your head spin. Some of their topics they talked about was geopolitical realignments, NATO challenges, China, Indo-Pacific realignment, Sino-US tech competition, Russia, continuity of government and the economy, disruption of the global financial system, disinformation. Disinformation. We should have a new song.
Yeah.
Disinformation it's the art of deception, art of, again, controlling the damage done by revealing the truth.
That's pretty scary to do these days.
Absolutely. Energy security and sustainability, post-pandemic health, fragmentation of democratic societies. Fragmentation of democratic societies. Well, what is that? What's that saying? Well, fragmentation. Well, let's see. When a bomb explodes, it fragments. It breaks into all sorts of little pieces. This is part of the bigger picture, and this is also why I was going to dig up a video again, and I forgot to dig it up for you guys. But, just saying that in January of 2018, everything that we're seeing now, we had already put down a video saying this is what has been shared with us by our guides, and it's what you're seeing unravel right now. Trade and deglobalization in Ukraine. Many people are really shocked and surprised by what they're seeing. We totally expected this. Now, the details, how things come out, the details, really, we can affect the details. We can't change them. This is not something that is ordained by any God on high as to every specific detail of how things are going to go. There is a natural ebb and flow to things. There is a stream of events that's always occurring. There's natural action and reaction that takes place. And of course, there are so many things that have been indoctrinated into people's minds, and people have the power of manifestation. Collectively, we have tremendous power of manifestation to manifest either what they want us to manifest, which is not going to be good for humanity, or to catch ourselves, realize we've been tricked, and change it. Change the narrative. When you look at who's participating in this, is it any wonder that, big FARMA is doing so well? You have Albert Bourla, the frogman and chairman and CEO of Pfizer.
And, all of these things just kind of go together hand in hand constantly.
You got the chairman, Goldman Sachs. Yeah. You have a member of parliament, Social Democrat Party. You got all sorts of people, former presidents, senior advisors for China. You see top level bankers. Obviously, of course, we got Kissinger in the mix. It just goes on and on. The who's who of controllers that are taking part in these meetings. Why did they have two big meetings back to back? WEF, and then immediately off, we have Bilderberg's meeting back to back. Well, I think it's going to be a real busy summer, guys.
They're doing their busy things.
So we're going to share the message with you, and this comes from the guides. Namaste.
Namaste. We are here to ask that we might call you together. Many here at the Galactic Federation have been awaiting for many of you to become awake and allow your energies to permeate into this 3D realm. Many of you have awoken to the reality of your mission here on this planet. There are several waves of volunteers of you, as you have heard and understand. The controllers upon this planet are in the midst of collecting your energies to attempt to harness them for their own purposes, their own needs, desires, and wants. However, so many of you have came to offset this imbalance on your planet. We are asking for those who feel the calling, who feel chosen. If you are ready, please come online now. If you still need healing, the most important thing you can do for this mission is heal your soul. And then we wish for you to come online. Many of you already have awoken and understand your mission. For those of you who understand their mission, we ask that you step in full force. We ask that you ignite your light and anchor your light. For those of you who feel you have been called to your position, we ask that you find your healing, go deep within, as these energies will overcome those controllers who are anchoring their energies in this 3D realm. Your 5D bodies will easily outshine them, helping you to obtain your sovereignty. We do ask that you reach out to others, touch them with your light of understanding. If they have come here to volunteer, they will start questioning this system. We feel you have done very well in overcoming the controller's desire to completely overtake your education, indoctrination. Many of you are in full understanding that this indoctrination is nothing more than just that. It is a way to keep you anchored into their realm. Many of you also understand the etheric realm in which they have created with your computers and devices. We ask that you unite with the Mother in growing your own food and nourishment. This will assist you in becoming stronger. We ask that you simply sit with your light, as your natural behaviors will overcome and balance the dark. You need to claim your sovereignty if you feel the calling. It is time. We are grateful for those of you who have stepped into your mission. Continue to do as you have been. For the natural way, your natural inclinations is all you need to overcome these issues that we are faced with today. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else for this message in order perhaps for people to be prepared for what's to come?
Learning about your growth seasons, where you are on the planet, is very important. She will be experiencing changes. They are creating delays in food artificially. However, you can overcome this if you understand the growth seasons and where you're at. It will take some effort to sustain, but now is the time for you to prepare and show yourself, show your light. Do not be afraid to step into your understanding of the controller's plan. Those who have volunteered will awaken. This is what we are asking you to do at this time.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay, so that was our contact, Laurel, at the Galactic Federation. It does feel like there was more people with her, wasn't there?
That was the collective, yeah. That was definitely the collective from the Federation. And they want people to know that when you feel called to show your truth, to show your light, what does that look like? I'm sure there's questions about that. That looks like your understanding that the system is false, the system is not true, and your understanding that there is something bigger at play and there's something more powerful. So if you're feeling that, then yes, you are being called, but the most important thing to do first is heal your soul, because once you're healed, you're able to connect with your 5D self, and that's where the power is.
Absolutely. And so for everybody that we come in contact with, really right now, it's the main thing is you're grounding and root yourself in the mother energies, because she is ascending. So we want to ascend as well. And then we want the collective to ascend, and we don't want it to be as destructive as they want it. They want it to be incredibly destructive. They don't care how many people make it through these times. They care about how many people are still going to be with them in their density. And if things were not interfered with, we would all be heading on up. You know, it's like remember, what was it, the Jeffersons? Moving on up? Well, yeah, we'd be moving on up. Not to the east side, but moving on up to 5D, you know. But they want to put their hooks into us. And the way she said that they are trying to collect your energies. They're trying to, again, do what they do so well: cause fear, cause hatred, cause anxiety, cause war, death, destruction. All these things feed the bottom dwellers that carry out their orders, so to speak. You know, just think about it from the terms of black magic and what we would call, you know, satanic black magic and rituals. Calling in these demonic entities that are really nothing but parasites. And she even said that your light, when it's shining bright, is going to just blur them away. They cannot stand in your light. If you draw down that higher you, that higher self's light, they have to flee. They have to. And, you know, they can't take what we can take, and they can't go where we can go because of their low vibrations. They're stuck. They're stuck, and they want us to be stuck too.
Well, they have voluntarily given so much of themselves away, they no longer have the ability to go any further than where they're at. And when they say show your light, touch other people with your light, this is when people look at you and they wonder, why are you so happy? Why, what's going on? What's your secret? They're going to want to know what you know. So then we become an example for other people. And that's what they mean by show your light. Don't be afraid to be you, be free, be happy, be sovereign. People are going to get curious about that if this is the energy that you choose to wear.
Absolutely. So we're going to be putting up a video on Evolutionary next, and it's going to go into more detail on some of the things that are going on here. And then I do want to cover, there are most definitely things we could look at in the Mahabharata, in the Bhagavad Gita, that relate to this, because the time frame that we're looking at there is the beginning of the Kali Yuga. And now we're at the end of the Kali Yuga. And so it's very, very relevant, because we're going to be entering a period of battles of epic proportion. And it truly is a battle of darkness and the light. And it's important to take heed to the words that were spoken there by one of the great masters that walked the earth, because there's great wisdom in it. And we do have to stand up and become warriors of a sort, spiritual warriors, absolutely. And we have to protect ourselves, and protect ourselves energetically first and foremost. We don't want to become poisoned the way that they are poisoned, because they are poisoned. And a lot of you can see it when you look at these people. You look at them and you don't feel like you don't want to go give them a big hug. You don't feel like you want to share their energies. You want to get as far away from them as possible because they're kind of detestable. They're not nice. They don't give off that energy that, say, somebody like a Yeshua, a Mother Mary, an Isis, a Krishna, all these beautiful beings that are truly of the higher densities from all different traditions, because they are now going to play the strings big time and try to get us more divided than ever, because, again, it's all about divide and conquer. It's the Tower of Babel. As long as they keep us divided and fighting each other, then we won't be looking at them and realizing it's them that's doing all the dividing. So we have to recognize that and not go after each other, because that's what they want. We have to basically expose them for being the puppet masters pulling the strings, and they're the source of all these problems. We can do just fine. Humanity can get together. Humanity can rise above. It's just, and it's not that their leadership is incompetent. It's that that's not their agenda.
You know, and what's really interesting is I've done so many charts of people that are really showing themselves to be spiritual leaders and stepping into a new system. So that's really, really encouraging. Like when I see this coming in waves, and it seems like I've had quite a lot of that lately. You know, you guys are very, very amazing beings. We've really had a tough run, but now's the time to really step in our light and show it and wear it and create our freedom.
It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80. You're to shine your light in your way and anchor the light as you see fit, and listening to that voice within. What makes you feel that sense of peace on the inside? Many of us, we just can't keep quiet anymore. It's impossible to keep quiet. And it's okay to feel irritated and angry at a system that is so unjust, and seeing the atrocities that are going on in such a high degree. And, you know, I am going to talk about this a lot more in the light of the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, just to get us, again, an idea. And hopefully people will join us, because there is timeless wisdom in these books that we could really apply to the world today. So as always, guys, thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. If you want to make it a session for energy work, Vedic charts, 2-3 weeks typically is what that'll take to get a Vedic astrological chart done. So we do ask for your patience with that. Reach out to us, evolutionaryenergyarts.com, or just spiritual coaching. Help with the ascension energies. Absolutely. Everybody is going through a challenging time. That is for sure. But what's on the other side is well worth it.
It's really, really well worth it. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.